deliver me from my enemy.
It is I, HolyGoat, and I just got over COVID, and my brain is mush. COVID ain't got nothing on the goat back. Allow the goat to transport you. It's the 19th century, and you're just a small boy. It is America's second Great Awakening, meaning there is a burst of revivalism. There's Protestant churches popping up left and right. And which one do you pick? Ain't one of them convincing enough for you? What else can you do other than start your own religion, the likes of which society has never seen? Throw out that bottle of whiskey, put to bed your gambling and whoring ways while we talk about animated stories from church history. The Joseph Smith story. And here we have the tape, everybody. We got a pretty simple cover here. It's just a still from the actual cartoon itself. Joseph Smith, alone in the woods, begging the Lord to tell him what gang to join. No barcode anywhere. The synopsis is super small. It doesn't really give away too much. It's kind of just preparing you for the powerful message of this Jesus story. Ooh, 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 little stubborn. This did fall out the first time that I opened up this tape, and I guess it's not Christian children's media without a very stern message threatening to sue me if I copy this. There you have it, everybody. The tape. Hallelujah. This masterpiece of terror was made by Living Scriptures, which is a company out of Utah, which has since grown into a full-blown streaming service. They are in fact run by Mormons. They started with audio tapes, and they knew after a while that the real way into the mainstream was through television and video. So they spared no expense and hired on some of their most successful, industry-connected LDS nerds. Specifically, Richard Rich, who was the director of The Fox and the Hound and The Black Cauldron, two of Disney's best films, and a guy named Orson Scott Card, an odious homophobe who I guess wrote a book or something that people like. I could go on about Orson Scott Card. He has a long history of being a dog-whistling, far-right adherent asshole, but we'll keep focus on this tape. Meet Joseph Smith Sr. and his shitty kids. They live a life of abject horror that only 19th century living can provide.
My leg hurts so bad.
The doctor will be here soon, Joseph.
The doctor will cut off my leg. I don't want it to hurt anymore. Why doesn't Jesus just let me die?
I'm with you there, Joey boy. It's a question I ask myself every day. I'm sure many of us do. Little baby Joseph Smith lies in bed begging for death because his leg is rotting off from typhus.
It's an abscess, Samuel.
Actually, it's necrosis of the bone.
Well, what does that mean?
The leg gets all putrid.
It's all very gruesome. Some of it actually made me nauseous, I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't come here to cut off your leg. Your parents have given me permission to try a new operation.
Oh, please, do it. Do it.
I'm going to cut through all the skin and muscle, drill into the bone, and then saw through pieces of it. I'll need to bind you to the bed.
The doctor offers up brandy as an anesthetic, and he sounds oddly dejected when it is refused.
Then, there's some brandy here, so you won't feel the pain.
No.
We've always thought that it's wrong to drink alcohol.
But this is medicine for the pain.
And like in the best of Slayer songs, Joey just grits his teeth and bears through the agony of surgery without anesthesia.
It's very bad, but it hasn't reached the joint.
Because this boy is so diesel, he survives the surgery and grows into the hunky hero we all know today as Joseph Smith. He's a misfit boy because despite his devotion to God, he is surrounded by revivalist churches and can't decide which one to go with. He needs to know which one is the right one.
I believe in Jesus Christ, but I can't get baptized until I know which church is true.
I'm actually with him on this one. I am notoriously confused by the messages of Protestant churches. Like, there's one preacher whose sermon begins with, "We don't need preachers to be closer to God."
Some folks tell you, brothers and sisters, that you need a priest to make you acceptable to the Lord. But I tell you that every Christian is a true priest from the moment he's baptized. And we all receive our grace directly from the Lord.
So why should I even continue to listen to his sermon? I mean, the guy basically just told me that I'm a walking, talking house of God. So suck it. I'll do my own church services.
Well, isn't that just what you'd expect from the kind of people who say it's no sin to dance?
So Joseph is just minding his own damn business while everyone in town is constantly bitching at him to get baptized.
Made up your mind yet, Joseph?
I'd say it's high time you made up your mind which church you're going to join.
He must be baptized, Mr. Smith, or his soul will be damned for all time.
Why doesn't he just heed the words of the preacher who told him that he is his own preacher? I mean, just go ahead and get baptized in the church of yourself. He turns to reading the Bible on his own, and he's turned on to the passage which reads,
If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him.
Just ask the big guy. He should be around. Bring him up. He ain't got nothing better to do. Problem solved, right? Well, I guess they really needed to pad the runtime because he really just dilly-dallies and gets right on with not making up his goddamn mind. He even has time to sing a little song for us.
I'll ask in faith, he'll help me just as he promised.
After wasting a huge amount of time, he finally walks way out into the middle of the woods, being super, super precious about the whole thing. He finally finds a nice little spot to service himself. You know, get a little bit of alone time in with God. And for a second, it turns into a slasher movie.
Know which church teaches the truth. Who's there? Is there someone there?
He is all of a sudden shrouded in a cloud of satanic ick, being consumed by darkness until he is rescued by White God and White Jesus.
Joseph, this is my beloved son. Hear him.
They just showed up to basically say, we hear you, Joey. All of those churches are super wrong. They're all going to hell.
Which one should I join?
You must join none of them, Joseph. They're all wrong. They draw near to me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me.
They tell him that he is, in fact, the prophet who is going to bring the true church of God to the people.
Then how can anybody follow you if nobody knows the way?
You, Joseph, shall be an instrument in my hand to build my kingdom on earth.
He goes home, he tells his mom, she says, cool, that's the end of the tape. Seriously, that's it.
I've learned for myself that your church is not true. But I know that Jesus lives, and he loves us, and he cares about us. And he told me, Mother.
I believe you, Joseph.
So obviously this is sort of just like an initiative experience for young Mormons. It has a pretty digestible, easy to get behind message. Make your own damn religion. The tape, of course, leaves behind the more complicated history of Mormonism and the Smith family. I could make an entire video on that. One example is the Smith family were basically folk wizards who used magical practices to heal sickness and seek wealth. And then, of course, there's the more well-known story of Joseph Smith and the golden plates that were shown to him by an angel named Moroni. We could get into that, but we're not gonna. But hey, we learned how baby Mormons are made. Thanks for watching, everybody. I am HolyGoat, and remember, God is dead. We killed him.
ジョインタゴートキャンプ G アパートオブ株式リガーダングラスフェアライブ